So last year, Pilotfly released the Adventure Gimbal, which was near perfect in all of its technical specifications. The problem was, in my opinion, was the fact that there were still a few software quirky issues going on with the gimbal. So Pilotfly has gotten their stuff together, and this past year they've been working diligently to address all of those issues that we had with that gimbal and fix them with the release of the brand new Pilotfly Maverick Gimbal. So a couple of things before we get started. The Maverick Gimbal was sent to me by Pilotfly Germany, although I am not required to say anything nice about this product. This is going to be 100% honest and unbiased towards Pilotfly. Also, the second thing is Pilotfly Germany and Taiwan have recently split the sheets, if you will, and they are no longer working together. So in order to better differentiate their brands from each other, Pilotfly Germany decided to rebadge their products as PFY. In this Maverick Gimbal, it is my understanding that this can only be bought through Pilotfly Germany, so just something to consider if you are looking at making this purchase. With that being said, let's begin this unboxing. All right, so here's the box it comes in. It looks nice and sleek. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. And check this out, guys. This gimbal comes with a water repellent backpack in a really nice looking gray pattern. Like, you can even just feel it. It just feels nice, and I like this premium look. And what other gimbal comes out with a case like this? Some of them come with carrying cases, other come with like a styrofoam case, kind of like what my Ronin-S came in. This is really nice, so props to Pilotfly for all of their packaging. This is awesome. As I open it up, these zippers are nice and stiff, and I like that because if you look closely, it's got these rubber grooves on the outside of it, and that is because, once again, it is a water repellent backpack, so you can take this out in fairly extreme conditions and be all right. So here is what the inside looks like. Looks like the gimbal is braced in here with a seat belt, if you will. It looks really nice. So let's go ahead and start opening stuff up. So in the first bag on the top, you can see that we have a mini tripod. Take a look at that. And I'm guessing this box, if I can open it up, this is gonna be the battery. Yes, it is. Take a look at that. So this battery is supposedly able to give us up to 12 hours of operating time. That is incredible. And it's even better because when you think about it, this is removable and rechargeable. And going through these pockets over here on the left-hand side, this is the battery charger right here. Looks pretty nice. Looks like it has just a little power LED light right there. And in the bag right next to it, we get all of the additional, like universal power plugs. And if we unzip this pocket here, we get some cables. And I believe, yes, these are the cables that will be connected to the gimbal and to your camera accordingly. You got cables for Panasonic, for Sony, for Canon, and for the Canon 5D Mark IV. So here are your 4 different cables. I don't see one in here for Nikon, although it's very possible that one of these could be dual purpose. However, just check the description down below once I figured that one out, okay? And right here, it looks like you're gonna get your lens support, which is nice, especially when you're using, a 16 to 35 f2.8 lens. Those can get pretty heavy for your mount, so it's nice to have these included. And then you just got the documentation. Looks like a quick start guide in English and Deutschland. That is good to know because the Adventure, I had to figure everything out on my own. One of these is for the gimbal, the other is for the follow focus unit. The kit that I currently have is the one that includes the follow focus. There's another kit, which I believe is just called the Essentials, is just the gimbal and mini tripod, and those accessories. The follow focus is around another $200 or $300 somewhere in there, depending on where you buy it from. So let's go ahead and unbuckle this bad boy. Imagine in this case, this is probably where all the follow focus stuff lies. Let's get this out of here. So right here, we have a 15mm carbon fiber rod, as you can see right there. So this rod is going to be connected to the front of the gimbal, and the follow focus unit is going to sit on it rather than your camera's hot shoe, unless you just want to go that route. So that's pretty neat. So we get two more kind of semi-hard cases here. One of them is labeled focus, the other is unlabeled. So I imagine this is the focus unit. Let's open it up, and there it is. So this is the follow focus receiver. It feels nice, guys. Like, yes, it's plastic, but it doesn't feel like a cheap plastic that's just gonna break off or something like that. That feels really nice in the hands. So let's just set that right here, and let's take a look at this other bag. All right, and here are the additional follow focus cables and things like that. And that is a little, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little intimidating to look at, but you don't have to buy any cables for this. This product is gonna come with absolutely everything you need, including DC plugs, even a V-mount battery option. This is a D-tap for like V-mount batteries. That is incredible. So that means the system that I have my A6300 on right now, I could plug this into the V-mount battery on it and get follow focus through here. That is awesome. Now I'm just gonna put that back. Oh my gosh, there are so many cables. So here's the hot shoe mount. If you didn't want to mount the 15mm rod to the gimbal, this could go on top of your camera. And then here is the quick release handle for the side of the gimbal. That is cool. Oh, and they also included a lens belt. That is nice to have. And then the last product before we get into the gimbal itself is going to be the focus wheel. It feels nice and smooth, it really does. And if you notice, this white ring on the outside is for markers. And you can mark your follow focus spots and then place it back on, and you know, also removing it is easier for cleaning purposes. And that is the focus wheel. That is really, really nice. Let's go ahead and zip that back up. And now, for the star of the show, here is the Maverick gimbal. Wow, it's so cute. Look at it. It feels so much smaller than what I expected, but not in a bad way. Now, it feels familiar. If you ever did use the Adventurer, it looks very similar to it. It's got a nice black, sleek look to it with a little bit of red accent going on here. And the handle, yes, it is plastic with a little, you know, rubberized textured grip right there, but it doesn't feel bad at all. And I imagine the plastic not only keeps the cost down a little bit, but probably the weight down as well. Now, I think the battery is charged. I think so. Let's go ahead and open up the battery compartment here. So one of my main complaints of the Adventurer gimbal was the fact that I had to take off the mini tripod every single time I wanted to access the battery compartment. No longer, kind of. It's a little metal piece that goes into the bottom, but I don't have to actually remove the tripod. So this is definitely a step in the right direction, and I like what PFY did here. So if I insert it, I believe it is this way, like so. And that is that. Now let's put on the lens support. So up here in the front, you can see it has these two little holes. And I'll just slide that in here. All right, so as you can see here, I have my camera mounted and fully balanced now. I went ahead and connected the Sony cable to it. Isn't it nice that they include all the different cables that you could possibly need for whatever camera you have laying around? I think that's pretty neat. So I double checked the battery. It is charged up. We are gonna go ahead and fire up this bad boy for the first time. Here we go. Gonna hold down the power button, and it says, "Hello, PFY." This is it. Wow, there's a lot of twists in the grip before it starts recognizing your movement, which is good if you know that you're kind of prone to shaking. All right, so this is my third gimbal just in the last 12 months, and I can tell you, as of right now, I'm not feeling any shake at all. This is completely smooth. This is actually making me smile because I have my DJI Ronin-S just chilling over there, and this is on level with that as of right now. But we got to test some more features and functionality. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my A6500. There's selfie mode. And turn the motors off by pushing the joystick 3 times. So if you hold down the menu button, there's a whole list of stuff to go through there. Time-lapse program, the beeps, you can turn on and off. For camera, you can set it to whatever camera. Like, there is so much stuff that you can do within the menu, and I think that is incredible. The start and stop record button, it's working. I'm testing the zoom. The zoom is working for my 18-105 lens. And here is the Dutch roll mode. Let's see if it goes to home position. Not quite. Oh, damn. Abort mission. The only problem that this gimbal is gonna face when it comes down to bigger cameras is the actual cradle itself is limited in its size, so the cameras that can go on it are once again limited. And for the functions of the joystick, you press and hold it, it'll do fast follow mode. So, whoa, what was that? Let's try that again. Wow. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit, but it is the sport mode. Okay, so to test out the stabilization in this gimbal, I'm gonna do a running stabilization test down my sidewalk. I have the Sony a6500 with the 18-105 f4G lens equipped. I'm gonna be shooting at the 18mm focal range, which is about a 27mm full frame equivalent for those of you that wanna know. Okay, now I've turned steady shot on so that we can see how smooth the footage will look with IBIS turned on. Now I'm gonna do my ninja walk with IBIS turned on. Let's go. There is a quick summary of the stabilization with the new PFY Maverick gimbal. So after a couple hours of tinkering around with it, playing around with it, going through some settings and stuff, I think this is a good gimbal. I think this will suffice most filmmakers out there. Let's talk about the flaws that I see up and coming with it, and I will test it thoroughly here in the upcoming week. So starting off with the back. This joystick, for one, it's exposed, it's plastic. I feel like it could break if it were to hit just right on a table or something. The second thing is the fact that it doubles as a button, I don't like, because I can't push it in a straight line. And when I'm in the sport mode, I'm making it tilt up and down all over the place when I accidentally unclick it. I just don't like that. I feel like if it is going to act as a secondary button, the placement on the joystick needs to be further in, and we need more surface area. So that's one thing I already don't like. Now, as for the rest of the ergonomics, I feel like that they're good. They could probably expose the buttons a little bit more and give it less of a plasticky feel so that I know without looking at it that I am hitting whatever button I need to get in order to get my shot. So that is another thing. But I do, however, like the OLED display, if they could just maybe beef up the size a little bit, because that is fairly small and it's gonna be kind of tough to see in a bright sunny condition. But it's better than the gimbals that don't have any display, so still a thumbs up there. Now, as for the overall gimbal itself, its build quality, I feel like I can rate it right up there with the Adventure gimbal. The build quality on this top of the gimbal is perfect. This part down below is perfect. This is all metal. It might be aluminum of some sort. This feels good. The battery felt good, but the grip here, it feels like cheaper plastic. But once again, I'm not totally knocking that because it's probably to help keep the weight down a little bit as well as the cost. But I'm just pointing out what I feel and what I see. Going on to the USB port. So there's a 16-volt output. There's a USB port right there. There's a USB port on the side over here. And there's probably some in other places that I just haven't noticed yet. All those USB ports are exposed to the elements. And while they give us a water repellent bag, I have a feeling that the gimbal itself that would be out in those conditions is not waterproof, water resistant of any sort. My Pilot Fly Adventure that I had last year, the USB port went bad in it, and I think it might have been because a couple drops of water got in there. So moving on to the pros of this gimbal, what I like about it already is how small, compact, and lightweight it is. It is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. But either way, you know, if you're gonna go out and make some travel videos, you probably don't want something really big that's gonna draw a lot of attention. You probably want something a little bit more compact and lightweight like this gimbal. So that is a huge plus to this gimbal. As of right now, just playing around with it right here, walking around the house, the stabilization seems to be really good. I came into this unboxing and first impressions video thinking that my Ronin-S over there was still probably gonna beat it out, but I'm not so sure after holding this and feeling it. I'm not feeling any of those micro vibrations or any of that. So only time will tell, and I'm gonna put it through its paces. So I'm gonna split this video up, and there will be a new video coming in the next week or two that will be a full stabilization comparison between this and my Ronin-S. So stay tuned for that. My friends, is a wrap up of the Pilot Fly Maverick unboxing and first impressions video. Thank you all so much for watching this, and as always, if you like the content that I'm pushing out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so you can see my future uploads. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit a thumbs up, and if there's anything you all want to see in upcoming videos, or if you want me to clarify anything, man, just throw me a comment down below and I'll get to that as soon as possible. So that is it, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care. My name's McCall.